Good morning, Grace.
Good morning,
How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing great. So, this is just a project defense, and with me is Victor, my
Hi,
colleague.
Chris. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Victor.
Hi,
Yes. So without wasting time, can you just keep us up to speed with your slide?
Okay, good morning. My name is Grace, PSM Professional Scrum Master, and I'm going to be taking you through the slide showing you how I manage the project after the completion of my Professional Scrum Master course with Piston and Fission. And then in the next slide, just introducing myself, I'm presenting my project defense on a project that we just concluded, an email marketing campaign. I'm passionate about building great products that make people's life easier. I recently completed the Scrum Master Work Experience program. We acquired invaluable skills in agile project management, including organization and risk management. I'm also a PSM 1 certified. That means I'm a professional Scrum Master, certified professional Scrum Master. And to apply my newly acquired knowledge, I undertook the email marketing campaign project, which aimed majorly at stirring interest in the training services offered by the company I worked with. Some of the skills and expertise I acquired after the completion of my PSM 1 were execution of Scrum, Jira, and Confluence management, facilitation, leadership, organization, collaboration, project management tools efficiency, active listening, adaptability, as well as risk management. And this is my certificate after the completion of my PSM 1 exam, which I passed in flying colors, by the way. So I served the project on email marketing campaign, and the project was majorly aimed at incrementing email engagement, increase social media presence and engagement, and also nurture leads to customers. And the background of the project, which is our problem statement, was low-level engagement of prospective delegates, worked on conversion rates falls below industry average, which was what we worked on. Engagements limited by a single email format. Background to the project, our project objective. So for our project objectives, we had the primary project objective, and that was to develop an email template that could stir interest in the programs offered by Piston and Fission Business Academy, with additional goals including increased email engagement, increased social media presence and engagement, nurture leads to customers. So I'm going to take you through the background to the project. We had our target audience, and our target audience were prospective delegates. The project scope was to develop multiple email campaigns and evaluate which best helps in achieving the business goals. Project progress. So Scrum is an agile framework used for managing complex projects in complex environments. It emphasizes teamwork, iterative development, rapid feedback, and continuous improvements. We have core components of Scrum, which are all in a sprint. And we have a time box sprint. We ran 2 one-week sprints, meaning we had 1 week for each sprint, and we had to complete a particular sprint after a week. We focus on predictability. The sprint provided a focus period for the team to work on a specific set of goals, which means for the first sprint, which was a 1 week sprint, we had a specific goal to work on, and which we did, and we actually had increments. Deliverable increments, the team produced an increment that met the definition of done at the end of each sprint. Now, which means that each of our deliverables for each sprint actually were increments that were good to go because they met the definition of done for that project and the goal at hand. Project process. So we had core components of Scrum, which were roles taken up by individuals. And I was a Scrum Master. My role was basically to facilitate the Scrum process, remove impediments, and protect the team. I also doubled as a product owner. I represent the stakeholders and customers responsible for maximizing the product value. And then we had the development team, which consisted of the social media manager, the software developer, email marketers, and copywriter. These are self-developed and cross-functional group responsible for delivering the product increments. Project process. Core components of Scrum. We have artifacts. And some of them are product backlog, sprint backlog, and increment. I'll take you through the three of them individually. I created an ordered list of all features, functions, and requirements for the product, for the sprint backlog as a product owner. And for the product backlog, as the product owner. And for the sprint backlog, the developers created a plan to achieve the selected product backlog items for each sprint. Now, for the increments, the team and stakeholders inspected and adapted the usable parts of the products that met the definition of done. Artifacts used in the project. So artifacts used in the project, we had major guidelines I used during the course of the project, and they included sprint planning guidelines, daily Scrum guidelines, sprint review guidelines, as well as sprint retrospective guidelines. This is the project documentation created during the course of the project, and that is the link below. The project was actually email marketing project. So we have a link for accessing the deliverables after the project was completed. So we're going to go through the product review and preview, and if you see the slides in front of you, you'll see we created two templates. One was the...
Please excuse me. Grace, can you use slideshow? Yes, so we'll be able to see it clearly.
Can you see it clearly, please?
Not yet. On my end, not yet.
Okay, you should see the slideshow button on the top right of the window. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Awesome. Please go ahead.
Okay. So this is the product preview from our concluded project, from my concluded project on email marketing campaign. So we had two templates. We had the HTML email campaign template, as well as the Mad Mimi Composer email campaign template, which are the two templates you can see on your screen right now.
Okay, this looks nice.
And then on this slide, you'll see we had the product preview on what we used to have as our email campaign templates before, and then what we were able to achieve after the concluded project on the email campaign template. So you can see the differences, how we incorporated colors, sections, email sections, and as well as captions or messages, emails to back up some of the pictures you can see.
This is nice. Okay.
And that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your explanation on the project. We have some questions. I'll let Mr. Rotimi go ahead. You have questions, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. So, Grace, nice presentation, and I'm very sure that you really enjoyed your time on this particular project. Is that so? Yeah. So yeah, that's very nice. So I want to ask, what were your major responsibilities as a product owner on this particular project?
Okay, so as a product owner, I majorly had to bring the team together and let them know the customer's goal for that particular project. Being that I was standing as an intermediary between the stakeholders and the development team, as well as the customer and the development team. So my role basically was to let the team know what the customer is actually looking out for, and also bring up you know stories, user stories, develop the product backlog during the product backlog refinement to meet with our customers' goal for the project, which is our end result.
That's nice. That's nice. So let me ask this follow-up question. So as the product owner, you showed us a slide showing artifacts. And we know that artifacts are informational outputs that are created throughout the project lifecycle. So how were you able to gather requirements for your product backlog?
Okay, thank you. So for gathering of requirements, I had to meet with the team members. We had to put our heads together to come up with what we saw or envisioned that our customer needed for that project to be a success. And so we had to we also had to look at sample email templates from other organizations, and put our heads together to be sure that we are actually going to derive at the customer's preferred goal at the end of the project. So it was a combination of different suggestions from both the team members, the product owner, which is me, to make sure that we are actually on the same page and we are looking out to achieving what the customer actually wanted for that project.
So I don't think you had my question. My question is, how did you gather requirements for your product backlog? So you own the product backlog. So how were you able to gather the requirements that you put in the product backlog before it was then moved to the sprint backlog?
Okay, so I came up with a goal for the project itself, and then we worked with that goal. So we came up with the problem statement itself for that project. And since we knew what the problem was, we had to coin out solutions to those problems. And that was how I came about the product backlog.
Okay. So Mr. Victor, you can continue.
Okay. So if I may ask, what particular problem is this product trying to solve?
We had two major problems, and one was low responsiveness from prospective delegates. That was one of the major problems we had, that we had to come up with this product. And then we had engagements limited by a single email format for the company. That was one of the problems. And then we also had low social media engagement. So those were like three major problems we worked on.
Okay. Yeah.
That's good. So please take us to your slide where you showed the three accountabilities in a Scrum. Yes. Can you use your slideshow? So under the Scrum Master, you put that you facilitate the Scrum process, you remove impediments, and you protect the team, right?
Yes, please.
So I want to ask, what impediments were recorded in this project, and how did you remove them?
Okay, so in the course of the whole project itself, we had, I think, a total of 2 impediments, and one was a health issue, which to resolve that, we had to um, substitute one for another, which means in the marketing team, in the email marketing team, we had about 3 email marketers. And so the other 2 had to really sit up on their game to make sure that the absence of one of their team members wasn't affecting the productivity of their tasks. So that was one of the impediments we had, and that was how I encouraged the email marketing team members to cover up that vacancy because it was a health issue. Then another impediment we had was from the software developer. It had issues with the templates created. So I think we had it working properly on the Yahoo Mail, and it wasn't working properly on the Gmail. So we had to go over the product again, and that was how we're able to overcome that impediment. So I just had to encourage the team members to make sure that they are actually doing the right things at the right time, just so we don't lag behind in terms of productivity. And then some of the impediments that weren't really impediments were just time factors, which we had to move to the next sprint, and we actually accomplished what we wanted.
That's good. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's awesome. All right. Another question. So you said you served as from your slide here, you say you served as the Scrum Master as well as the product owner. So how were you able to manage taking up both roles at the same time?
Okay, it was just a little bit challenging, but it was interesting also because the major work of the product owner was, to give the product backlog, make the product backlog refinements, let the development team know the goals for that product, and as well see that the increments actually meet the definition of done with the stakeholders. And those were roles for the product owner that happened at the beginning of the project and at the end of the project. The beginning of the project was where the product owner was really needed to, collaborate with the team members on the product backlog, and then create the product backlog refinements, set the ball rolling for the project. And then at the end of the project, or toward the end of the project, the product owner was also needed to, look into the increments submitted by the development team. So there was not much of a contradicting role in that. Then for the Scrum Master role, facilitating the Scrum process, removing impediments, and also teaching and guiding the team members as they were cross-functional anyway. So it was not much of an issue since my job was majorly to facilitate and organize meetings and make sure that the developers are actually on their A game and they were self-managing. Yeah. So that was how I was able to combine both roles together.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you. Mr. Rotimi.
Okay. So what would you say is the greatest achievement, your greatest achievement of you being part of this project?
Okay. My greatest achievement will be that we actually met the customer's goal with our end results, with our increments. We met the definition of done, the team really worked hard, and we worked together to make sure that we're actually meeting the customers' required results for that product, because that was actually the core reason for starting the project in the first place. So my major accomplishment was that at the end of the project and at the end of the sprint, we're able to come up with deliverables that were actually good to go, deliverables that the customer was okay with, was really happy about. And that would be the greatest accomplishment, getting a job done at the appropriate time and delivering the appropriate results.
So before you join this, okay, please continue, please.
Okay, I just wanted to ask a follow-up question on that. How confident are you that the product completed would solve the problem that you set out to solve?
Okay, during our sprint sprint review with the stakeholders and customer, we laid out our deliverables, and then we had to go through them, tested them, and then we noticed that yes, the deliverables actually met the definition of done, and they equally met the standard the customer really wanted. And that's how I know that we're able to meet up what the customer really required for that product. And then for assessing that it will solve the problem, we'll have to do a test run of it, send it, and then the information on the email we created, the templates we created, actually meet what the customer really wanted. And it's directed at solving that particular problem the customer brought to us on the product. So I believe, yes, we were able to deliver that.
Okay, thank you.
No further question from my side. No further question from my side. Yeah.
Awesome. So I would like to see some of the references, probably a preview of the actual products, so that we can interact with it and just have a view of it.
Okay. Okay. If we would go through this, I will just gently and slowly scroll down so we can see through. So if you notice, one of the major tasks we had to create for this product to be a success was creating a catchy headline, which is what we have here. And we can see the headline is also carrying a supporting message, and it has a heading, Project Manager Career Guide. And then if you click on Read On, it will take us somewhere. It will take us to a web page where we can read more on this particular topic. Then we also have a success story here on the email where we enable prospective delegates to click and listen to a testimonial from a previous student or someone who has actually successfully completed a course and is working. And then scrolling down, you see we had so you can see we had information on why you should actually take an agile project management work scheme, because it's giving you unlimited possibility to earning more, which was actually stated here. And then we have a push button where a CTA, call to action button, where you can actually go for that, learn more. And these were some of the things we actually wanted to put on the mail to further activate the interest of prospective delegates. We also have webinar learn hacks to get a remote job. These are like topics that will help delegates get more interested in wanting to know what this email particularly could give them in return. And then we have a gallery on the email that shows you the different courses you could pick up under this particular project management course. We have different courses: business analysis, Scrum Master, product management. And I think this mail comprises of all the information one could actually want to know on a particular product that the company has to offer. And this was what we're looking out to disseminate to our prospective delegates once they receive this email. And this is a sample of what we came about, the end product of what we came about.
Okay. Mr. Rotimi, do you have any comments?
Nice increment, like nice products. Nice. I like the colors. I like the wordings. I like the GIF. I think that's the GIF by the side. I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very good one.
I'll second that. I think this is absolutely beautiful. This is good work. This is good work.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you can take us back to your slide. Is there any other thing that you'd like to show us before we wrap this up?
I think that will be all.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. By the way, this is a wonderful presentation. Kudos to you. Wish you best of luck in your future endeavors. All right, I think we can wrap it up here.
Yes, you can wrap it up. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.